since my voice hurts, I'm not going to review the actual manga, I'll just review the actual fight. Now, Suke no Nomi is not a very liked character, just due to one reason. Nobody actually knows his name. That name that I just said, it was his ancestor's name. He doesn't get really any character himself or any knowledge about him himself, even though it's already been 12 chapters. He's a very boring character, a very bland character, and to top it all off, he's part of the Legends Reborn, something that people aren't really that much of a fan of. Now let's take Oliva for example. Oliva is a much more colourful character, and not just talking about physically. He's a character that lots of people know. He's a character that's been in the face of the manga for lots of people, and he's one of the most favourite antagonists or villains, if you will, for Baki for lots of people. Many people like him a lot more than his dad, than Baki's dad, just because of the fact that he actually does stuff. And I can also understand that. My favourite character is actually Ren, the Chinese martial arts master. I'm not sure if that's his name. I haven't seen him in a long time since he got killed by Musashi. But I still like these characters a lot more than the normal, just bringing back an old Japanese character. Pickle was my favourite because he had the most character out of the other two, but these ones, they're not really good characters. They're brought in to be defeated, and they're just really bland. There's nothing cool or interesting about them. Most characters in this manga all have the same determination. They want to be the strongest, or they want to fight. That's all there is, and that's why it's very boring. Even Musashi, who's apparently was one to be famous, ended up being just wanting to fight, because there were so many other ways just to be famous, just by fighting tons of other weaker people and tons of more popular people. But fighting people like this wouldn't have gotten him the fame. So it's like very boring and very bland. That's the whole character that he has. The fights also, as you see later on, take over 2 to 3 chapters. Then Oliver just gets destroyed. That's not an entertaining fight you want to see. This is a ramp up fight. He's using Oliver as a jobber just to ramp him up, and nobody likes that. Oliver is a pre-established villain, a cool character that lots of people liked. They don't like to see that getting jobbed. They don't like to see that sort of character getting jobbed. If it was somebody who was the character's friend, the main character's friend, they would be fine. But here's also another thing. The main character has already seen Tsukuni no Nomi. So why did they fight at that time? That also makes no sense. It's sort of like, oh, they must see each other, but they mustn't fight. In the terms of Baki, that wouldn't make any sense, since Baki is very fine with the characters fighting. You would like that. But for some reason they don't. That's sort of a break of character, if Baki, if you will. It's sort of like, the author controls everything, but he doesn't know how his characters will actually act. Also, you can see that Tsukune no Nami actually has a bit of character now. See, he called Oliver a gaijin, that means foreign devil, so you can see he's a bit of a racist, if anything. That's at least one of the most interesting character traits of him. So instead of being bland, we just have a bland racist. Oh, my pronunciation is dead. I'm sorry if I sound a bit horrible now. I'm just trying to get over my throat being sore, so I'm just talking very softly. After Oliver's fight, there are 13 chapters of the weird shit science that the author likes, and then only 9 chapters of the actual characters, which I believe is another way that the author wastes a lot of time. That's something the author loves to do. He loves to waste so much time that you don't know what's the actual story and what's actually just a waste of stuff. Also, many people have been talking now, actually take one of those points for myself now. What can't Ujiro do? Since Ujiro will always be at the top, what can't he do? He can crush coal into diamonds, he can stop earthquakes. I mean, this dude could be as powerful as Superman now, because they just keep on ramping him up, since the next character will always be stronger than the last one. I mean, seriously, how long do you think this will continue for? Do you think there will be 10 new characters that'll claim the spot the second? Because think about there was I forgot Musashi, there was Musashi, Tsukune, and our Pickle. So all 3 of those ones will be able to claim the spot the second and then be beaten by Baki. Who's gonna be next? How many more of those characters will there be? I mean, you can say there's a big world, but there's really not, when it's only Japanese people and everybody else is sort of weak. I mean, Pickle's Japanese, Thingy was Japanese, but that was through time, and our new dude, he's Japanese, but some we haven't heard of him, even though there's been hundreds of Japanese tournaments hosted by the friend of Baki's, and tons of different tournaments just to see who's out there, who's the strongest, and yet this dude was never in them for some reason. Not to mention, Baki never heard of him, and I'm presuming Oliver had never heard of him, even though Oliver knew the other dude's over 100 fights, which is just really bullshit and really stupid.